Hi guys, welcome to tonight's induction webinar. This evening we are focusing on catalogues. Right then, Alice and Laura, we may be joined by a few other people, but I'm going to start the induction. I'm going to start the induction and I'll keep the room open for other people who might want to join us as we're going along. I'm recording this tonight because I'm going on holiday for a couple of weeks, so we're going to use the recording to double up as the induction webinar over the next few weeks while I'm not here, so you can send it to your new starters. So I'm going to whiz through it all and I know, how dare I'm going to be extremely professional all the way through. So don't distract me. So as I always say, we're live, so if you have any issues, do let me know. Hopefully you'll be able to see my slides as we go along, but just let me know if you have any issues as we're going through. Any questions, do just pop them in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. You two are a couple of catalogue professionals, so you probably won't need any help, but you just never know. So just let me share my screen and, oh, where are my slides gone? Oh, that's the first thing, isn't it? Let's see where on earth my slides have just disappeared to. Bear with me a sec. Oh, here we go. Here we are. That's what I wanted to see. Righty-ho. Oh, no. That's not a good start, is it? You don't want to see my eBay account. Right, so hopefully you guys can see my slides there. Can you see those just in front of you? Excellent. Sorry, I'm going to get distracted now reading your chat. Starting in a new area tomorrow. Ooh, brilliant. Yeah, that's a great number, that, Laura. Fab, good luck. Yeah, you won't need it with that sort of number. Okay, so what are we going to look at first of all? We are going to check out the basics that are required to grow the business. So for those of you who are watching the recording of this, who are new to the business, a very, very warm welcome to you. We are absolutely delighted to have you in the team, and you have all of the support and help available to you. I'm going to cover exactly where you can find it all this evening. So I'm just going to whiz through a few testimonials just to let you know the kind of team that you've joined and the other kind of people that are currently having success in the business, so you can get an idea of the kind of success that you can expect in your first couple of months in the business. So this is the lovely Laura West, who joined us in March, so just a few months ago now. She actually joined the business because she is looking for something she can do around her little baby Poppy, who is 1 year old. So Laura, previously, her career is working in management for a very well-known high street retailer, and she's looking for something that she could do that would be a little bit less stressful and that she can work around being a mum. So Laura got stuck in with the catalogues, and in her first month in the business, she'd made herself £205. So that's her first month earnings. Next up, we have Jacinta, again, a lovely lady within the team, absolutely pleased and proud to have this lady in the business. She's a very hard-working lady. She also has 2 children at home, so she's got a family to look after, and she joined to make a bit of extra money, but now, having seen the potential of the business, she is looking to really grow her income in the future and is looking for a whole lot more. So this lady is building a fantastic business right now. She also has another online business that she is involved with. She runs a fashion boutique online. So as well as all of that and working as well, she is a very busy lady. £211 Jacinta made in her first month in the business. Next up, we've got Rachel. Now, Rachel is a mum within the wider network. She joined to work around that little one that we can see there. First month earnings were £172, and in her second month, up to £457. So just goes to show how quickly you can grow your income in this business. It doesn't have to take very long at all. Just a month, earning 172 first month, double that in your second month if that's what you want to do. Here we've got Sue Dickerson, £323 was one of her first monthly incomes in the business, and a few short months later, look at that now, well over £1,000 a month. This lady, again, a busy lady, just working it in her spare time around family commitments. Here's one of our recent income checks, just over £1,000 a month. That's me and my husband Dave there, and those are our two little ones. They're a little bit older than that now, actually. They are 7 and 9. But that is my reason for joining the business. I used to be a solicitor, had a very high-pressure job, and enjoyed it for 8 years. But after that, I was burned out, and I just wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. I was desperate to not have to run my life at 110 miles an hour, as I see so many friends and colleagues currently have to do, paying a small fortune for nursery fees for my two to go and be looked after while I went to work. It all just became far too much, and I felt quite sure there was something that I could do from home to earn the income that I needed. Hey presto, there was, I found this, and the rest is history really. So I now just work part-time. I choose my hours. My children are now at school, so I am the mum who drops them off every day and picks them up every day. I go on all the school trips. We've just come up to the end of term, so it's been a full-on going on leaving assemblies for the transition from infants to juniors. I've had discos to deal with. I've had end-of-year parties. I've had trips to museums. We've had all sorts of the sports days. It's all been going on, and I've been able to fit my business around all of that because I am able to choose the hours that I work. So the flexibility is absolutely amazing. Here we've got Joe and Neil. Joe joined the business a little while after me, about a year after I had joined. I actually sponsored Joe. She's a good friend now. She got involved because she was quite similar. She wanted to leave her job in an estate agent's, and she wanted to be staying at home, mum to Isla and Ethan, just fed up with the rat race, just wanted something she could do from home. So she got stuck into the business. It hasn't all been plain sailing for Jo. Very sadly, she was diagnosed with breast cancer a few years ago when she wanted to really get stuck into growing her business. It has a happy ending. She's now got the all clear, thankfully. So, of course, we're all absolutely delighted and breathing a sigh of relief. Lovely lady is Jo. But what happened was Neil, her husband, got involved while she was going through a treatment. He wanted to help keep the business tick over. And now the pair of them work it together. How lovely is that? So Neil has his own conventional admin business working from home as well, and the pair of them run their Clean Easy business together part-time and earning over £1,000 a month. Now, this one is interesting because, as I said, I sponsored Jo into the business, so she joined my team. I have been in the business longer than Jo, but check out the difference in earnings. These guys earned more than I did. So this happens all the time. So don't think for 1 minute that you can't exceed the income that your sponsor is earning. You absolutely can, and it happens all the time. Clean Easy will pay those who are working the hardest. And if that's you, then you'll be getting paid the most. Here we've got Nicole Kaywood, who again is a mum. Lots of mums in this business. She wasn't a mum actually when she joined. She was pregnant with her first child, and she was a chef working very long hours, very many hours. And she decided after she attended our Clean Easy National Conference, our showcase, she could see the potential of the business. She joined for just some extra money, but once she saw the potential, saw what other people were earning, she decided that she would go for that herself, and she decided she never wanted to return to work after her maternity leave. So very quickly, this lady grew her business to the point where she was earning well over £1,000 a month, has never returned to work, and now works it part-time around her son. And her partner Richard has also just joined her in the business. He's given up his full-time job now to join Nicole in the business. This one here was an example of one of her recent checks. This is just for 1 month, 4 weeks, working part-time, £2,000 plus. This lady has recently gone over the £3,000 a month mark as well. So there you have it. Here we've got Michael and Kirsty. Now Michael's story, he was a bricklayer and he used to work very long hours, got completely fed up with it, didn't want to work for a boss anymore, had a look around, didn't have the capital to start a conventional business or a franchise, got going with Clean Easy, gave it his all. He actually packed in his job because he was so kind of determined that he wasn't going to be going back there. In his first month, he made himself £810. That's not what he picked up in orders. That's what he generated as income for himself, just in that very first month in the business. 7 months later, of course, it is a business. It takes some time to grow, but 7 months later, earning over £2,000 a month. And Michael will say he could earn that as a bricklayer, not every month, but certain months, you know, it was busy, he could earn that. But the difference is he has complete flexibility over when he puts his hours in now, and nobody is telling him when to turn up for work or what to do. They've just had another baby and he's been able to have that time at home to get to know his new child, his new daughter. So priceless. Having that time flexibility. So we've seen some people in the business. That's just a really small selection of people in this business. There are hundreds more that I could share with you, but we just don't have time this evening. So my question for you guys and you who are watching the recording, don't skip this bit. Get a piece of paper out and write these down. What are your goals? So what's the reason that you have joined this business? And Alice and Laura, you're on here tonight. I'm going to make you work. Come on, share your goals with us. I want to see them. And I'm going to give you a little time to write those down or to get those in the chat box there. And if you're watching at home on the recording, take out a piece of paper and a pen and write down your main reason for joining. You've got to know. Because if you have a clear goal, then you're more likely to achieve it. This is your vehicle, this business. I'm going to show you how to drive it in a moment. But like anything else, you get in the car and you don't know where you're going, where are you going to end up? You need to have some clear idea of where you want this to take you. And that will evolve over time. But if you've joined to make £50 a week, maybe that's your initial goal. Maybe you've joined because you want a new fridge and you need to save up for it. Maybe you want to go on holiday next year. Maybe you're saving for Christmas. Maybe you're getting organised. So whatever it is, or maybe like me, you are looking for a way out of your job. You're looking for a complete career change. Whatever it is, you've got to know. So jot it down and make sure that that is in the forefront of your mind as we're going through. Because if you know why you're doing it, all the how-tos are really, really easy. So now we need to look at the plan. Now, whatever your goals or your goal is, the plan is the same. It's just a question of how much of each of these you're going to do. And the bigger the goal, the more you're going to have to do. Stands to reason, doesn't it? So we do 3 things in order to grow our business. We do sales, personal sales, that's retail, we sell the product. We sponsor, so we introduce other people to the business so that they can earn money, doing the same as us. And then we teach those people what we know. But of course, when you are new, you've got to learn, first of all. You've got to learn this stuff so you can teach it on, okay? And we're not talking about, textbooks and things like that. We're talking about ongoing learning. So picking up things as you go along, that's what it's all about. If you've had your first day in the business, or if you've picked up your first customer, you can show somebody else how to have their first day in the business and how to pick up their first customer, okay? So there's nothing complicated about what we do here. We just share what we know with other people, and what you don't know, you don't need to worry about, because you have a sponsor who knows stuff that you don't know, and they will also look after all the new people that are joining. Okay, so we have a goal in the chat. Let's have a look. So Laura, thank you for sharing yours. Your goal is to hit gold distributor. That's a level for anyone watching who's not sure what that means. That's just a kind of a promotional level in the business. It's a really good level to be aiming for if you're wanting an income of £1,000 plus each month. So Laura, you're wanting £1,500 per 4 weeks to start with, better lifestyle, more money to pay off some cards, etc., and to build a catalogue customer base so you can work a lot more locally, as you've been mainly online, and with 5 kids, you want to be based a little bit more local. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Really clear goals there, which is great to see. So the first thing we're going to look at is retail, right? What do we need to do? Well, I'm going to give you not targets as such, because we don't set targets, but we do recommend that you have some goals or some targets for yourself in the early days. And this is something that you want to be working towards. So this really should be your first kind of mini goal in the business, to achieve all of your welcome rewards. So what are welcome rewards? Well, these are incentives that are put on by the company. Basically, for placing orders in your first 2 months, you are going to be rewarded with free catalogues and or free delivery credits. So that means you can get your online orders sent out to people without charging them for delivery, which is a great way of getting more sales coming through. You know, you can offer free delivery for a certain period of time. So how do we achieve these welcome rewards that are so vital as assets to help us move forward with our businesses? Well, just make sure that you are placing orders of £150 as quickly as possible, but certainly in your first 30 days. This should not take longer than 2 or 3 days maximum, certainly from the point that your catalogues have arrived. And of course, they might take a few days, but as soon as they've arrived, get them out and get those orders in from friends, family, neighbours, colleagues, school mums, or people that you come into contact with at baby groups or whatever other social engagements you've got. But that should be your #1 priority. Don't stop there though. That will get you first welcome reward, but go for the next one as well. Make sure that you achieve £600 in orders in your first 30 days. That will get you 2 more sets of welcome rewards. And just repeat that process in your second 30 days and do the same again to get another 2 sets of welcome rewards. You'll qualify for all of them then. You get recognition at company level. You get a lovely little card from the managing director congratulating you. We celebrate this massively within the team as well. You will feel great, and also, of course, you will have been making money along the way as well, which is so important. Now, if you achieve £1,200 in your first 60 days, and honestly, we've had people do this in their first 30 days, so you don't need to wait, you don't need to stagger it, just do it all as quickly as you can. Then you are absolutely heading in the right direction with your business, and you'll have qualified for all of those welcome rewards. So go for that. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I do it? How do I get those orders? What do I need to do? And the great news is that we have a website which is dedicated to all of the how-tos. So if you type in www.inspiredgroupresources.co.uk, you will find access to everything that you need to get set up and to be achieving those welcome rewards in your first month or 2. Now, there are sections for online, for catalogues, for growing your team. You've got videos on how to place orders, how to register new team members. It's all there. This is an induction site. But since you guys have tuned in for catalogues, I'm assuming that that is the place you'll want to go first of all. So click the tab, the catalogues, takes you through all of the information that you need. There is planning there for, you know, how many catalogues you need to be getting out. The numbers are so important, and they work every time. So just follow the catalogue system, and we're going to run through a bit of that just now. But that's your resource centre. So just remember that website there. Now, catalogue preparation is key, and as always, I am not prepared, so just hang fire while I grab a catalogue from my cupboard. Okay, so here are mine already prepped, ready to go out. Now, what you're going to find is that you will have some catalogues. Now, I don't know how many you have got, because I don't know what kit you guys who are watching have started with, but you're going to have anything from 5 to 250, okay? Now, if you've started with the small kit, so if you've just got 5 catalogues, all you need to know is to put them together as a pack. So you'll have 3 of each, just put them together as a pack with an order form. So you're going to have some order forms in your kit, okay? You just need to put those together and place them in a snappy bag. You'll have some of these snappy bags, put them all together, and with those 5, just get them out to people that you know, quick as a flash, okay? Now, if you've started with one of the bigger kits, as well as getting them out to people that you know, we're going to cover this in a bit more detail, but you just need to know that you need to have these. So you need to have these day slips printed out, and you'll get these from the website that I just showed you. You can edit them with your details, download them, and you can print them out. But you're going to need lots of these, so make sure you've got access to a printer, or you borrow a printer from someone else. If you can't access a printer at all at the library, or you've just got no way of doing it, let your sponsor know, and they will make sure that they help you to get your day slips. Because what you need to do is get your catalogues together, and I always place them like this, so that you've got one catalogue here and one at the back. So if you've started on a Clean Easy kit, you'll have some Clean Easy catalogues and you'll have some specialogues like this. And you need to place them back to back so that you've got a front cover on either side. You need to put an order form down the middle so it sticks out at the top, just like so. And then you need your day slip at the front so that your customer can clearly see when you're going back for it. And you put all of that in your snappy bag, just like that, and then you're good to go. You need to make them all up exactly the same. So if you've started on a bigger kit, then give yourself a couple of hours to do that. Obviously, if you've just got 5 or 50, it will take you next to no time, but get them all ready as quick as you can. Get them all done so that they're ready to go. Now, just talking a little bit about kits. So the £25 kit, like I mentioned, if you've just got the 5 catalogues, this is what you need to do to maximise your results. So you need to get these out to people that you know. Please do not go and post them through letterboxes or give them to people that you don't know, because you need these back. So you need to start with the people that you already know. Write a list of your first 25 people that you're going to give a catalogue to, and these should be people that are friends, family, neighbours, colleagues. You know, they're in that kind of social circle where you're going to be seeing them and they're going to be likely to support you. So give the first 5 out, so your first 5 on that list. If they can share those around for you, brilliant. Just put a few extra order forms in there with them, and make sure that these people know you want them back. So ask for them to return them within 24 to 48 hours, because you want to get them round the next 5. And this is how we generate the orders quickly. So remember, you need £150 in orders as quickly as possible, because that gets you your 50 free catalogues on the Welcome Rewards scheme. And then you have the option to do the presenting method, which I'm going to cover in a moment. Okay, so maximise your 5 catalogue kit to upgrade it effectively as quickly as possible. Now, once you've got 50 catalogues, so either you've qualified for your 50 through the Welcome Rewards scheme, or maybe you've started on the 50 catalogue kit, here is what to do with those 50 catalogues in order to maximise your income with this particular number of catalogues. So the method that we use for finding customers with this number of catalogues is called knocking and presenting. Now, if you have started on the 50 kit, please don't skip the giving your catalogues to friends and family. Do that as well, but you have enough catalogues so that you can get out there doing this as well. Now, you need to be observing the numbers here. So you need to be presenting, and this means knocking at the door and saying hello and saying hi. I'm just delivering just delivering catalogues in the area. I've been asked to leave one with you. I'll call back for it tomorrow, and handing the catalogue over. You need to deliver at least 100 a week, and this means giving them hand to hand rather than posting them through letterboxes. So you deliver your first 50, okay? Just get out there and do it. It may be scary the first time you do it, like anything else, but just persist. Do it anyway, and you will quickly get through the 50, and then you'll wonder what you were even worried about. It will become just, you know, second nature. You just get into a rhythm. So make a list of where you've been, have a notebook with you so you can record all of the houses where you left a catalogue, as well as the ones where you didn't, and the ones that said no thank you, it's not for me, because of course some people are going to say no, aren't they? You're giving them the option, and that's exactly why we do it, because we want to find out who's interested and who isn't. So record all of that information. Now, there are a few mistakes that are completely avoidable if you know about them, so I'm going to share these with you so that you can avoid doing these things. These are really common errors that people make. We've made all the mistakes for you so you don't have to. So just avoid getting disheartened, you know, give yourself enough time to get the catalogues out. Don't worry about people that say no, because that's what it's all about. That is the business, it's nothing unusual, and actually you are doing all of the right things. So don't get disheartened if you're getting people saying no. It's just a natural thing. It's a kind of, it feels a bit of a rejection, but that's exactly why we do it, because we want to know who's interested and who isn't. So don't worry about that, and do keep in contact with your sponsor really regularly, because they've gone through all of that already. So you can have a really good natter with them on the phone and say, oh, this happened today, and they'll say, yeah, I know it's happened exactly the same for me, and don't worry about it, it's perfectly normal, and you'll feel great once you've got off the phone. So just share your experience with your sponsor, let them know how you're getting on. You feel on top of the world after you've had a good chat with somebody who's already walked the walk before you. Don't post the catalogue through the letterbox if they're not in. We see people do this all the time, and it's just the wrong thing to do. So knock on the door. If there's no one in, just move on. Don't post the catalogue through. Just doesn't work. You haven't got enough catalogues to make that work. Give yourself enough time. It can take 3 hours to get 50 catalogues out. If you think, you know, you've got to find the right number of people that are home, then you've got to find the ones that do want the catalogue. So give yourself enough time so that you don't feel like it's taking too long. Just know it's going to take that amount of time. If you finish earlier, brilliant. That's bonus time in the bank. And remember to go back to houses that weren't in. So don't ignore them forever. Go back to them. Go back the next day or when you next deliver. If you've kept really good records, you will know where they didn't answer. So you can always go back to them and try them again. So it's about leaving no stone unturned so that you can stay really, really local. And if you don't go back to those houses, you're going to miss out on customers, because for all you know, somebody else might get started and actually find those customers, and you want them. They're local to you and you're out doing your thing. You want to be finding those customers for yourself. So know your ratios with this particular method. You've got to be presenting a minimum of 100 a week to make this work. With practice, so as you improve what you're saying and how you come across at the door, you know, sometimes when you first start you can be really nervous, but as you pick up your confidence and you get used to it, you get better. Like everything else, we get better as we do more of it. And with practice, 2 out of 3 people that you speak to will take a catalogue, and 1 in 5 will place an order. So if you already know this stuff, then there's no disappointment if you're kind of picking up your catalogue and you think, well, only 1 in 5 has placed an order. That's a really good ratio, okay? That's going to give you your 20 customers a week, which is what you're looking for. The average order value is £15. So now you know that if you follow that system, minimum of 100 catalogues hand presented every week, you can expect to be picking up orders in the region of £300 per week. That's £1,200 per period in orders. And your calendar or your plan might look something like this. So you might deliver 50 on a Monday, collect them back in on Tuesday, same again Wednesday, collect in Thursday, deliver Friday, collect Saturday. So your plan might look like this. This will get 150 out. Notice that when you go back to collect them, it only takes half an hour because you already know where they all are. Most of them are out on the doorstep and you've only got 50 to collect. So it's a whiz round to collect them. So that's your kind of, you know, average kind of plan for that sort of method. Okay. Now, some of you may have started with the large kit, the 250 catalogue kit, and if you've started with that, you'll have paid £99. So what do we do if we've got 250 catalogues? Well, of course, you can use the presenting method, and it's highly effective, so you can use that if you prefer to do that. But you have choices with this kit, because you can use the presenting method, but you can also use the letterboxing method, because you've got enough catalogues to really make a go of it. So if you want to post through letterboxes, you need to be working with 250 catalogues, okay? And the golden rule to grow your business, to grow your catalogue base, is to be posting at least 400 catalogues through letterboxes each week. So know your ratios here, okay? Minimum 400 a week. Now you can do that in 4 batches of 100, or you can do it in 2 batches of 200. Doesn't matter, as long as the plan works for you. 1 in 10 on average will place an order. So that will get you, again, your 20 customers per week. And the average order through this method is £12.50. So again, that gets you your £300 a week, your £1,200 a period in orders. Typical retail plan for letterboxing might look like this. This is what mine looked like when I first started. So deliver 200 deliver 200 out on a Monday, collect them back in on a Tuesday. Wednesday, another 200 out. Thursday, those 200 back in. Friday out, Saturday in. So that would get you actually 600 out. So, you know, 600 is a great number, but 400 is your absolute minimum. So you're looking at spending something between 10 to 15 hours a week, whichever method you're using. But these kind of plans, these are going to earn you your £100 approximately each week, because they're going to pick you up the number of orders that you need to generate yourself an income of £200 to £400 in your first month. So if that's what you're going for, then these sorts of plans are what you need to be doing. So as you can see there, you're sort of looking at 1.5 hours to 2 hours to get 200 catalogues out. And that will depend, of course, on the terrain, how close together the houses are. Terraces you can get 200 out in an hour if they're terraces. If they're detached houses, it's going to take you a little bit longer. But that's your kind of average retail plan to get a catalogue customer base growing there. Now, we always collect our catalogues 24 to 48 hours later. Make sure that your day slip states when you're going back. If you have tomorrow, like it has here, if you have tomorrow on your day slip, go back tomorrow, and tomorrow never changes, so you won't need to alter your day slips. If you're going back later, just be aware you're going to have to, change it. You might need to have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Or you might need to have some different day slips printed off and change them as you're going along. But you need to make sure you go back when you say you're going back, okay? A little point actually to make that applies to everybody on these day slips: please don't change anything on these. When you edit with your details from the website, please don't change any of the wording on here, because this is what works. And if you use the slips as they are, just edit them with your own name and your phone number. That's all that you need to change, plus, of course, the day that you're going back. Now, you need to make sure that you have plenty of "sorry I missed you" slips for when you go to collect your catalogue. So if you go back 24 hours later or the day after, whenever you've said you're going back, you need to be armed with lots of these that you can see on here: "sorry I missed you" slips. And again, you'll find these on the website. So again, edit them, download them, print them with your details, and have loads of these printed off and ready to go. When you're collecting your catalogues, you are going to find that some will be out and some will not. So if you're presenting, you'll find most of them will be out on the doorstep. You get very few that forget when you're presenting. When you're letterboxing, you will have more catalogues that are not left out. It's just normal. It's perfectly normal. So build it in to your business. Expect it. When you first start in a new area, you can sometimes find that half of them are not out on the doorstep. And actually, as you go along and you go round every 4 weeks, you train people. They get better and better at leaving them out. But when you first go round, you might find half of them are not out. So just be aware it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. You need to knock on the door where they're not there. Knock on the door. If they answer, great, ask them for the catalogue back. If they're not, post a sorry I missed you slip through the door, letting them know when you're going to be going back. And then pop a note in your notebook. So again, it's taking really good records. Make sure you pop a note in of the number of the house and the street so you know where to go back. Now, a few words on stragglers, and that's what we call those catalogues that are not left out. We call them stragglers. Now, some people panic and say on their first attempt, they say, oh goodness, I've lost loads of catalogues. You haven't. You haven't lost any catalogues until your customer says they've lost it. Very, very few people will bin your catalogue, despite what you might be worried about. Very few people will do that, but quite a few might forget to leave them out. So we never consider a catalogue to be lost until our customer actually says they've lost it. We go back 3 times for our stragglers, and we slip every time. So we'll knock on the door every time, and we'll post a slip through every time. And that way, we give them plenty of chances to leave the catalogue out or to give it back to us. And often, you get people really apologetic, saying, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot, but here it is. So don't worry about that. Just make sure you're following the correct system and going back the correct number of times for your stragglers. You will find orders in those stragglers. The 3rd attempt to call, you can pick up a really sizable order. So don't forget to go back for them. You don't want to lose your catalogues, and you don't want to miss out on the orders either. So don't leave it too long to go back. You're sorry I missed your slips usually say you're going back the following day. So go back the following day. Edit them if you need to, if you can't go back the following day. But make sure you go back when you're saying you're going back. And don't leave it more than 48 hours because people get fed up with that if you leave them hanging around too long. So make sure you're getting them in a timely fashion. Another tip actually when you're collecting your catalogues in is just to have a little look inside. As you pick it up, have a little look, pull the order form out and see if there's writing on it. Do a little happy dance if you see an order written down here, but check here that they've entered their address. So check that they've put their address on the order form. There's nothing worse than getting home, getting all of your orders out and finding a £50 order that has no address on it. Because if you've delivered 200, the chances of you finding out where it came from are really slim. So you can lose customers by doing that. So just be careful, always check your order forms for the address. And if it's not on there, if they've just forgotten to put it on, you can write it in for them. Now, stay local. Stay really local. Plan where you're going to go. It pays to plan, to know where you're going to go. Don't just plan out your first drop, but plan out your whole 4-week cycle. So get a map of the area or print something off Google Maps and have a 4-week cycle, because this is what we operate in, 4 weekly cycles. Now, if you're that dot in the middle there, then in your first week, you want to be delivering your catalogues in that block there in blue. And then when we move into week 2, move around to the red block, week 3, green, week 4, yellow, and so on and so on. And then when you have finished week 4, which will pass in no time at all if you're getting stuck in, you can start all over again where you first went in week 1. And this is how we do it. So we just work in a 4 weekly cycle, covering each area at least 6 times when we're blanket dropping, and 3 times if we're presenting. So if you're using the presenting method, you need to be going around 3 times. So 4 weeks times 3, it's going to take you 3 months. And if you're blanket dropping through letterboxes, you want to be visiting each area 6 times. So it's 6 months worth of dropping. Now, a few common mistakes, again, that you can avoid if you know about them when you're posting your catalogues and collecting them. You're going to come in contact with other distributors along the way. It's perfectly normal. It's a fantastic business. There are other people doing it, and it should hopefully give you a feeling of kind of almost reassurance that other people are doing it and having success with it. So don't worry if you bump into another distributor or if you see another distributor's catalogues out as you're going around. Honestly, don't worry about it. Just follow your plan. Don't get put off. Don't start going somewhere else, looking for a different area. Don't worry about stepping on anyone's toes, because we don't have any territories in Clean Easy. No one can warn you off. Nobody can tell you to go somewhere else or not to deliver in an area. We're all entitled, completely entitled, to deliver wherever we want. It's a really important part of our business. The chances are, if you see someone else, they're probably an established distributor servicing their regular customers. So respect their business, and their customers will probably tell you that they already ordered from somebody else. That's absolutely fine. Just note that and note not to deliver to them again, but carry on building your customer base by delivering your catalogues in and around that established distributor's customers. That's how I did it in my early days. I had 3 other distributors who were active in my area, and I've still been really successful. So honestly, you don't need to worry. You will worry because it's natural, but I'm telling you not to. Just call your sponsor and just double check. Say, am I right? Do I just carry on? And they'll say, yeah, absolutely. So if you need that reassurance, just call your sponsor and say, what do I do? But certainly you will carve out your own customer base and find your own loyal customers in and around any other distributors that you find in your area. Absolutely. Ignore "we do not buy at the door" stickers, these sorts of things. You'll see them everywhere now that you are delivering catalogues, even if you didn't notice them before. They don't apply to us, unless they say no Clean Easy. But I've never seen any that say that. Lots of my customers, in fact most of them, have these on their doors, and often they joke actually. Some of them have got about 7 or 8 of these on their doors, are kind of plastered with them. And sometimes they joke and say, oh look, you know, don't worry, this isn't anything to do with you, and we know this already. So honestly, do not be put off with these sort of stickers on the door. Post your catalogue through or knock and present. Absolutely fine. And it's all designed, all of this effort is designed to give you your own customer base. That means you have a group of loyal customers who are ordering from you on a 4-weekly basis. And your whole of your first 3 to 6 months is spent finding those customers so that you can just carry on servicing them forevermore, for as long as you're in the business. And believe me, they carry on ordering from you every 4 weeks. So once you're at customer base, here is what your typical plan looks like. And this is what mine looks like. In fact, mine's even smaller than this now. But you deliver maybe 100 catalogues on a Friday to your customers. You collect them in on a Monday. So we tend to leave them over the weekend where we can, because obviously people are in. It gives them time to look. And then we have a few stragglers to go back for on the Tuesday. And we deliver our orders on whatever day suits us. So of course your plan works around everything that you've got. You can alter this, doesn't have to be this specific plan. But the important thing is that you're now working about 6 hours a week, just looking after those customers. You're still earning the same money. So, you know, you're earning about £470 a month, or whatever you were earning when you were doing your blanket dropping or your knocking and presenting. That will be the income that will continue to come to you, because it's those customers that were ordering from you. You've just kind of weeded out the ones that don't order from your catalogue. So now you're earning something like, if you want to look at it as a monthly rate, it's about £15 to £20 per hour for your efforts, which is a really nice little extra earner. Okay, so just commit to doing it for 3 months. If you're presenting, know that it's going to take that long. Don't expect it to happen before that. It's going to take time. Everything worth having takes time. So give it 3 months presenting, following the system. Okay, so I don't mean 3 months, but you only kind of get started 6 weeks in. 3 months from the point that you start following that retail system of getting 100 out as a minimum every week. Or 6 months. The commitment is 6 months. If you're letterboxing, to build a solid customer base, you've got to give it 6 months. Letterboxing, your 400 to 600 books every week. Okay, so I hope that helps. That's the retail with catalogues covered. We do run an online induction as well on Thursday. So if you are interested in the online induction, tune in on Thursday, or you can catch the recording of the online induction for online selling. Okay, so I'm just going to whiz through the other parts of the business so that we can cover everything that's really crucial in your first few months, okay? So retail we've looked at in some detail. Now the other thing that we do to grow our income is we share what we know with other people. So we sponsor, we find other people who are interested in doing what we are doing. And there's no shortage of people who are interested in earning some extra money. A better question than this, who do you know? A better question would be, who do you know who is not interested in earning an extra £200 to £500 on a monthly basis? I don't know many people, and I know some people that earn really good money, but even they would be interested in that. So that's the question to be asking yourself first of all. Who do I know who'd be interested in this? And get a few names written down. Start a list of people. It's called your warm list. And it gives you a few ideas of people that you can pass some information to, explaining how the business works a little bit to see if they might be interested or they might know somebody. Now you can use your timeline and your Facebook group. So it's your Facebook timeline and your Facebook group to drip feed some information. And you can also advertise in Facebook selling groups as well. So there's lots of things that you can do, but we'll just look at these first 3 here, just to give you a few pointers in your early days. So the first message there, hi Sarah, is an example of a message you might send to a friend using Facebook Messenger or on a text, just letting them know what you're up to and asking if they know anybody who might be interested. Now, if Sarah is interested herself, she's going to tell you. And if she's not, she's going to think of who she knows. So it's a win-win situation for everybody there. The middle example is something you might want to post on your Facebook timeline, just letting all of your friends know that you're very excited to have started something new. People love people who are excited. It will be intriguing. They'll start having a look at what you're doing, and it's a real conversation starter. So this is really powerful. And you want to be doing lots of this as you're going along in your business. We do lots of training on it. And the bottom one is the kind of thing that you can post in Facebook selling groups. Now, if you're retailing with catalogues, I suggest you really get on board with the Facebook recruiting, because if you're not selling on Facebook, you've got more time on there to be advertising the business. So get a few adverts made up just on Word and take a screenshot, or get your sponsor to help you out there, and get some advertising going on Facebook. We recommend posting in 20 groups every day. It takes about 5 minutes, but you'll have people asking you for information, and then just have a chat with your sponsor and they'll help you with what to do. So we also mentioned learning, didn't we? So that you're able to teach what you know to your new people as they start to join. And like I said, if you've had your first day in the business, you can show someone else how to have their first day in the business. Could you signpost them to the training website, inspiredgroupresources.co.uk? If you could do that, then you're going to be a good sponsor. So you don't need to know it all, you just need to know where to find the information and show them. So learn the pay plan, that's the first thing. Understand where the money is made. Understand that in order to achieve your first cash bonus, in addition to your retail profits, your commission, that you need to be hitting £780 in sales. Now that can be you plus a few people, or ideally it should be you on your own, just using your own sales. So make sure that you're hitting that yourself. If you follow those retail plans we've just looked at, you'll get there easily in a 4-week period, and that gets you your first cash bonus. Those first couple of steps on the ladder, the income is going up each time, and those first 2 or 3 are completely achievable just on your own personal retail, just doing your thing with your catalogues and all your online sales. As you move further up that ladder, and it is a ladder, taking a step up each time, aim to be moving up it, don't kind of stick at one level. If you really want to grow your income, just keep moving up, hitting new bonus levels every month. And the one at the top there is the gold distributor level. That's where your income is £1,000 plus on a 4-weekly basis. So if you're interested in getting there, just learn the pay plan, understand what you need to do, work with your sponsor and your gold upline so that you can understand what you need to do. Just keep asking, what do I do next? How do I build on this? Where do I go from here? And we will help you. So training and support, where are you going to find the information? inspiredgroupresources.co.uk. It's all there. Like I said, that's our induction site. Make sure you plug in into our weekly team webinars. They're on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Details come through on the team support group. That team support group in itself is a place to be engaging, to be interacting, to be asking questions, to be commenting, to be liking, to be checking in on a daily basis to see what's coming through there. There's a whole heap of information on a daily basis coming through on our Facebook team support group. We have Zoom chats going on. We always let people know when they're going to be, but that information again comes through the team support group. And don't forget to use your team messenger loop. So make sure you've got your messenger open on your phone. You're having a look and seeing what messages other people are putting through. You'll learn things that way. And quick questions, product codes, need help with this. There's always somebody on that messenger loop, day or night. Somebody will come back to you with a bit of guidance. So don't be afraid. Do put your questions and your comments in the messenger loop. Your sponsor is there for one-to-one help and support, and they will help you to the best of their ability. So keep in touch with them, make them your best friend in your early days, because they can really, really help you and support you. And we have the workshops and training days going on all over the country on a very regular basis. We recommend getting along to something on a monthly basis where you're actually meeting people and learning practical training every single month. Now we've got a massive event coming up. This is unmissable, the Christmas Showcase. This is coming up on the 26th of August. Now I did say Christmas and I did say August, but we're a retail driven network marketing business, which means that our peak season starts at the end of August, like the rest of the high street. So we launch our Christmas season in style at the ICC in Birmingham. It's an absolute must-attend event. People travel from all over for this one. So people will be crossing the seas from Ireland. They were travelling from the far north of Scotland and the far south of England to get to Birmingham for this event. So it's a big, big event, absolutely key. Be serious about growing your income. You really do owe it to yourself to be there on the day. You can order on the code there. If you're new though, which you probably are if you're watching this, just call that number there. That's the number of the service centre, and ask them to book you your free ticket to the Christmas Showcase. You could bring a guest or two as well if you like, absolutely free, no problem at all. And of course, if you're new, your ticket is free as well. So we'll see you there. So that brings me to the end of the induction. I hope it's been helpful. We are with you every step of the way. We're a fantastic team, some amazing people in it, everyone working together. So just keep in the loop, keep in touch with your sponsor and the rest of the team, and we'll see you at the top. So I wish you all a very good evening, and I'll see you very soon.